Hi everyone, this is Christine. It is Saturday, May 7, 2016. It's in the early afternoon, or afternoon just in general. I wanted to share something with you that came to me today. You know how in the Bible it talks about how a seed has to die? In other words, it has to be cracked open in order for the seedling to start growing and finding its way through the dirt so that it reaches the sunlight from the dirt that it was buried in, and then makes its way to the surface of the dirt where eventually it reaches the sunlight. Scripture also talks about how the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Well, this whole planet is a bunch of seeds, actually, and each seed is a person. That is why this planet is called a garden. It is the Garden of Eden. Some people or seeds are still hard, like they have a hard outer shell, meaning they have not yet been broken open. And broken also is how a person, it's like how a person would break in, quote unquote, a wild horse. You have to break the horse, the animal's will, so to speak, in order to retrain it. While people or seeds are the same, they have to be broken or cracked open in order for the plant life to be able to sprout forward. Look at sprouts in general as food, like alfalfa sprouts, for example, that we put on food. They start out as seeds, but then with water they sprout forward, and that's when you can eat them. Look also at sunflower seeds or sesame seeds that we eat. They all look the same, except maybe a different color or a different size, but seeds pretty much all look the same. But if we plant one of those seeds and it cracks open in the dirt through the water that a person pours onto it, the hard shell will eventually soften and crack open after having been softened by the water, which is love. And the new life will break forward. The new seedling will break forward. It may take the seed or the seedling a while to make it through the dirt that it was buried in or planted in, but eventually it does find its way to the surface, and then it grows up, popping forward and seeing the sunlight for the first time, and then it continues to grow bigger once it's out of the dirt, but its roots are still in the dirt. Each person's life growth process is dependent on the soil and water at the beginning. If the seed is in bad soil or does not get enough water, it may not crack open. If the seedling does not make it to the surface of the dirt, or if it does make it to the surface of the like the sunlight above the dirt, then there is a chance also of the seedling getting stepped on, mowed over by a mower, eaten by an animal, like how cows graze, or some other plants. So only some of the plants make it to full fruition. Again, it is dependent on the care and resources given to that seedling. Like how a seed gets planted in the soil in order for it to grow, so it is a seed gets cracked or planted in the womb, which is like the dark earth or the womb of a woman's body. It's dark in there. And it gets, quote unquote, cracked open, so to speak, when the cells start dividing, quote unquote, in order for the baby to grow. This is what Jesus meant when he said that we have to be born again, and gave us the parable of the seeds. Everyone on this planet is a seed, and each seed brings forth its own plant when fully in blossom, which then has something to share with others, meaning their fruit, so to speak. When you begin your journey with Jesus, that is your hard exterior shell being broken by the water of love, and it cracks open, meaning you get broken and have your conversion experience. Now you have to grow in darkness, in the dirt, in baptism, which is symbolic of Jesus' death. So in essence, the darkness that your seed gets planted into now, the dirt, is the ground or the grave or the womb or the dirt, and dirt is where they bury bodies. But just as a seedling eventually comes to the surface from the dirt, so you also, when you have come to spiritual maturity, will sprout forth and will resurrect, just as Jesus did, and will come back to life again. Only this time, the life that you have is not as a hard seed, but it will be as your full potential, and as the plant or the tree or the flower that was your potential in your seed. And I hope this is making sense. So religion and the Bible is there to grow you, but remember that your eventual goal is not to stay in the ground, but to pop up through the dirt and become the plant or the tree or the potential that lies within your seed. This actually reminds me of a song which I will post below. It was one of my mom's favorite songs, and I think or hope you will like it as well, if you are not already familiar with it. It is called The Rose, and it's from Bette Midler. Be well and be blessed, and keep growing, keep walking on your journey, and become the potential in your seed. Become that beautiful flower or tree or plant that we all know you are and can be and will become. I hope this helps, and take care, everybody, okay? Be well. I'll talk to you again soon in the next video, whenever that is. Bye-bye.